The global trade landscape is bracing for impact as a significant shift looms on the horizon. President-elect Donald Trump, known for his unorthodox policy pronouncements and bold rhetoric, has sent shockwaves across the world with a new wave of proposed tariffs, sparking widespread concern and debate. These tariffs, targeting imports from Mexico, Canada, and China, are poised to reshape international trade dynamics. They are set to take effect on January 20th, 2025, coinciding with the day of his inauguration. This announcement has ignited a firestorm of debate and uncertainty, with experts weighing in on the potential fallout. Businesses and consumers alike are anxious about the potential consequences, fearing disruptions and increased costs. The proposed tariffs are substantial, representing a significant escalation in Trump's trade war tactics, and could have far-reaching effects. Mexico and Canada, the United States' closest trading partners, are particularly vulnerable to these changes. They face a daunting 25% tariff on all goods entering the US market, a move that could strain relations. China, already embroiled in a protracted trade dispute with the US, is staring down an additional 10% tariff on all imports. This escalation could further complicate the already tense trade relations between the two economic giants. These tariffs have the potential to upend global supply chains, disrupt markets, and drive up prices for consumers, creating a ripple effect worldwide. The rationale behind these tariffs, as articulated by President-elect Trump, is rooted in concerns over illegal immigration, drug trafficking, and unfair trade practices. Trump has long accused Mexico of failing to stem the flow of illegal immigrants and drugs across the southern border, a key issue in his campaign. He has also repeatedly criticized China for what he perceives as currency manipulation and intellectual property theft, issues he believes undermine American competitiveness. These accusations have been a cornerstone of his trade policy, and the tariffs are seen as a direct response to these grievances. These tariffs, in Trump's view, are a necessary tool to protect American jobs and interests and to level the playing field for US businesses. The timing of this announcement, just weeks before Trump is set to assume office, has added to the sense of unease and urgency. Businesses, caught off guard by the suddenness of the announcement, are scrambling to assess the potential impact on their operations and strategies. The uncertainty has led to a flurry of activity as companies try to navigate the impending changes and mitigate risks. Consumers, already grappling with rising inflation, are worried about the prospect of even higher prices for everyday goods, adding to their financial strain. The potential for increased costs at the checkout line is a major concern for families across the country. As the world watches and waits, the uncertainty surrounding these tariffs continues to grow, with many hoping for a resolution that will prevent economic turmoil. The world watches and waits, holding its breath as the tariff tsunami approaches, bracing for the impact that could reshape global trade for years to come. Mexico and Canada, the United States' closest neighbors and partners in the North American Free Trade Agreement, find themselves in an unenviable position. These two nations, which have long enjoyed a symbiotic relationship with the US, are now facing unprecedented challenges. Long-standing allies of the United States, they're now caught in the crosshairs of Trump's trade war. The diplomatic ties that have been nurtured over decades are now under strain. The proposed 25% tariff on all goods imported from these countries has sent shockwaves through their economies and raised serious concerns about the future of North American trade. The ripple effects are being felt across various sectors, from manufacturing to agriculture. For Mexico, the tariffs represent a particularly heavy blow. The country's economic stability is at risk, and the livelihoods of millions are hanging in the balance. The Mexican economy is deeply integrated with that of the United States, with billions of dollars in goods flowing across the border each year. This interdependence means that any disruption could have far-reaching consequences. Mexico is a major supplier of automobiles, electronics, and agricultural products to the US market. These industries are the backbone of Mexico's export economy. The tariffs, if implemented, threaten to disrupt these supply chains and inflict significant damage on the Mexican economy. Factories may shut down and workers could lose their jobs. Canada, too, is bracing for the impact of the tariffs. The country is preparing for a potential economic downturn. As a major exporter of energy, lumber, and manufactured goods to the United States, Canada relies heavily on the US market. The economic ties between the two countries are strong and deeply rooted. The tariffs could lead to job losses in key Canadian industries and dampen economic growth. The Canadian workforce is on edge, fearing the worst. The Canadian government has expressed its strong opposition to the tariffs and has vowed to retaliate with tariffs of its own if necessary. The political climate is becoming increasingly tense. The tariffs have also raised serious questions about the future of NAFTA. The agreement, which has been a cornerstone of North American trade, is now under scrutiny. The agreement, which has been in place for over 2 decades, has facilitated the free flow of goods and services between the 3 North American countries. Its potential dissolution could have unpredictable consequences. Trump has repeatedly threatened to withdraw from NAFTA, arguing that it has been a bad deal for the United States. His stance has added fuel to an already volatile situation. The tariffs could be a prelude to a full-scale renegotiation of the agreement, with uncertain consequences for all 3 countries. The future of North American trade hangs in the balance, and the stakes have never been higher. As we look ahead, the economic landscape appears increasingly uncertain. The potential fallout from these tariffs could be significant, affecting not just businesses, but also consumers. Many experts warn that we might see higher prices on everyday goods, disruptions in supply chains, and a possible slowdown in economic growth. It's a complex issue with no easy answers, and the coming months will be crucial in determining the true impact. We must stay informed and prepared for whatever challenges lie ahead. As tariffs escalate, supply chains around the globe are thrown into disarray. Companies scramble to find alternative sources, but, well, the ripple effects are inevitable, costs rise, and unfortunately, efficiency plummets. With businesses absorbing higher costs, it's only a matter of time before consumers feel the pinch. Prices at the checkout counter start to climb, and, everyday essentials become a bit more expensive. Families and individuals brace themselves for the financial impact. The United States-Mexico-Canada Agreement, or USMCA, was intended to foster trade between these neighboring countries. Yet tariffs complicate this relationship, creating uncertainty and, raising questions about the future of North American trade. Globally, nations watch closely as the tariff saga unfolds. Markets react, sometimes unpredictably, and international relations grow tense. The world, it seems, is on edge, waiting to see what happens next.